We need to have an honest conversation about the word busy. In our culture, busy has become a badge of honor. When you ask someone how they are doing, what do they say? Oh, I'm so busy. They say it like it's a trophy. They run around with their hair on fire, answering calls, checking emails, and rushing from place to place. But here is the hard question. At the end of the day, did they actually accomplish anything? There is a massive difference between movement and progress. A hamster running on a wheel is moving very fast. It is sweating. It is working hard, but it is staying in the exact same spot. At Larson Family Enterprises Group and Legacy Protection Services, we don't want you to be a hamster. We want you to be a lion. Lions don't run around frantically. They move with purpose. If you feel like you are working 12 hours a day, but your bank account isn't growing and your business isn't building, you are likely caught in the trap of urgency. You are busy, but you aren't productive. Today, we are going to give you 2 powerful tools to fix this. These are the same productivity tools used by presidents, billionaires, and top CEOs. They will help you stop managing your time and start mastering your life. The trap of urgency. Are you a firefighter or an architect? To understand time management, you have to understand 2 words, urgent and important. Most people think these words mean the same thing. They don't. They are opposites. 1, urgent. Urgent things are in your face. They scream for attention right now. A ringing phone, a text message notification, a crying baby, a deadline that is due in 1 hour. Urgent things force you to react. They control you. 1, important. Important things contribute to your long-term mission, your values, and your high-priority goals. Planning your week, exercising to stay healthy, building a relationship with a mentor, studying for your insurance license. Important things do not scream. They sit quietly in the corner. They require you to be proactive. The problem. In his famous book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey explains that we are addicted to urgency. When we put out a fire, answer a text, solve a quick problem, our brain gets a little hit of dopamine. It feels good to check a box. So, we spend all day putting out fires, urgent things, and we ignore the building blocks of our future, important things. We become firefighters. We run from crisis to crisis. But successful people are architects. They spend their time designing and building, so the fires never start in the first place. The Eisenhower Matrix. Do, decide, delegate, delete. How do we break this addiction? We use a tool called the Eisenhower Matrix. It is named after Dwight D. Eisenhower, who was a U.S. president and a 5-star general. He was one of the most productive men in history. He categorized every task into 4 boxes or quadrants. Let's look at this Eisenhower Matrix explanation so you can apply it to your life today. Quadrant 1, the quadrant of necessity, urgent and important. The rule, do it now. Examples: a medical emergency, a client whose policy is about to lapse today, a tax deadline tomorrow. The vibe, stress, burnout, crisis mode. The reality, you have to spend time here sometimes, but if you live here, you will have a heart attack. Quadrant 2, the quadrant of quality, not urgent and important. The rule, decide, schedule it. Examples: strategic planning, recruiting new agents, exercising, family time, personal development. The vibe, control, balance, the reality. This is where success lives. This is the zone of the architect. These tasks don't nag you, so you have to schedule them intentionally. If you want to be a wealthy Primerica leader, you must fight to spend 50% of your time here. Quadrant 3, the quadrant of deception, urgent and not important. The rule, delegate. Examples: most meetings, most emails, interruptions from coworkers, other people's problems. The vibe, I'm so busy, but achieving nothing. The reality, ideally, you want to get someone else to do these things. If you are a parent or a new agent, you might not be able to hire an assistant yet, but you can say no. You can turn off your phone notifications. Do not let other people's urgency become your emergency. Quadrant 4, the quadrant of waste, not urgent and not important. The rule, delete. Examples: mindless scrolling on TikTok, binge watching TV, gossip, video games. The vibe, laziness, escapism,
The reality, we all need a break sometimes. But if you spend 4 hours a day here, you are throwing your life in the trash. Delete these apps. Cancel these habits. The goal. Most people spend their lives bouncing between Quadrant 1, also known as crisis, and Quadrant 4, known as escape. They get stressed out, so they hide and watch TV. Then they get behind, so they get stressed out again. To succeed with Legacy Protection Services, you need to migrate to Quadrant 2. You need to prevent the fires by planning ahead.
The Pareto Principle. The magic of 80-20. Now that you have your buckets, how do you know which tasks are truly the important ones? We use the Pareto Principle, also known as the 80-20 rule. It was discovered by an Italian economist named Vilfredo Pareto. He noticed a weird pattern in his garden. 20% of the pea pods produced 80% of the peas. He looked around and saw it everywhere. 20% of the people owned 80% of the land. 20% of customers create 80% of the sales. 20% of the carpet gets 80% of the wear and tear. This applies to your work too. 20% of your activities create 80% of your results. This is a life-changing realization for time management for entrepreneurs. It means that most of what you do does not matter. Let's look at a sales business like Primerica. What are the high-value activities, the top 20%? Prospecting, finding people. Presenting, showing the plan. Closing, helping families. Training, building leaders. What are the low-value activities, the bottom 80%? Organizing your desk, checking email, designing a pretty business card, talking to people who have already said no. Many agents spend 8 hours a day on the bottom 80%. They feel busy. They organize their files perfectly. They color code their calendar, but they make zero money. Successful agents ignore the bottom 80% and obsess over the top 20%. They know that 1 hour of presenting is worth 10 hours of organizing. In the 4-Hour Work Week, author Tim Ferriss talks about extreme elimination. He asks, if I could only work 2 hours today, what would I do? The answer to that question is your top 20%.
Application. How to audit your weak information without action is just entertainment. Let's put these tools to work right now. I want you to do a time audit. Step 1, track your time. For the next 3 days, carry a notebook. Every 30 minutes, write down exactly what you did. Be honest. If you spent 30 minutes on Instagram, write it down. Step 2, the matrix test. Look at your list. Put a number 1, 2, 3, or 4 next to every single task based on the Eisenhower matrix. How many 4s do you see? How many 3s? How many 2s? Strategic building. Step 3, the 80/20. Cut. Circle the top 2 or 3 activities on your list that actually made you money or moved you closer to your 5-year vision. Everything else? That is the gravel. The circled items are the gold. Step 4. For your new plan next week, block out time for your Quadrant 2. Focus on your top 20% tasks first. Schedule your prospecting time. Schedule your study time. Schedule your family date night. Treat these appointments as sacred. Fill in the rest of the time with the other stuff, or better yet, delete the other stuff. Time is the great equalizer. You might not have the same money as a billionaire. You might not have the same education. You might not have the same connections, but you have the exact same amount of time. You have 24 hours. Elon Musk has 24 hours. Your mentor has 24 hours. The difference between a struggling person and a successful person is not how much time they have. It is how they treat that time. So what about you? Stop giving your time away to urgent, unimportant things. Stop letting the world dictate your schedule. Use the matrix. Use the 80/20 rule. Take back control of your clock, and you will take back control of your life.